Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today, we're making garlic honey ginger glazed salmon. Now, out of all the salmon recipes I have in my cookbook, this one definitely packs the most flavor, and I can't wait for you guys to try it at home. So, let's get started. Alright, so for the ingredients, you're going to need 2 pounds of Atlantic salmon, and preferably you want a center cut, and you want to cut out 4 fillets from this. Next, you'll need a 1/3 cup of reduced sodium soy sauce, a 1/2 cup of honey, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of minced fresh ginger, 4 cups of broccoli florets, so it's about 2 large crowns of broccoli. Then you want some salt and black pepper to taste. And then for optional garnishes, you can use chopped green onion stalks, some sesame seeds, or a sprinkle of chopped parsley. Alright, so to get things started, if you haven't done so already, you want to cut out your 4 salmon fillets. Now you should have about 2 pounds worth of salmon, so it should be pretty easy to approximate an equal 4 cuts. While the next step is technically optional, I think it elevates the dish, and what you want to do is remove the skin from each salmon fillet. So basically what you want to do is make an incision upon one of the fatter edges of the fillet so that you can grip onto the salmon while you cut. And then what you want to do is take your knife and put it almost parallel to the surface that you're cutting on and pull the salmon along the blade of the knife while you do a sawing motion with the blade so that the skin can be cut off of the actual salmon fillet. And it should come off relatively easily, as you can see in the video. And if you miss some of the scales, you can always go back with your knife and cut them off again. And to better demonstrate this, here's a side view of how I remove the skin from the salmon. Next up, you want to cut up your broccoli to create those florets, and you just want to make them about bite-sized pieces. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned until the end of this video for a sneak peek of the recipe coming next week. Next up is the ginger, and what you want to do is peel off the outer layer of the ginger before you start grating it. And all you really need is about 1 inch worth of exposed ginger to grate to create your 1 teaspoon of minced ginger. Now you just want to finely chop your green onion stalks and then just set those aside. Alright, so now for making the sauce, what you want to do is whisk together the soy sauce, the honey, the garlic, and the ginger all together in a medium-sized bowl until it's all well combined. And because I'm using green onions in this recipe, you want to add those in there as well. Now set each of your salmon fillets into a large Ziploc bag. While it's not shown in the video, before you add the salmon fillets to the bag, you want to give each of the fillets a light coating of salt and pepper on both sides of the fillet. And use half of the sauce that you just made to pour over the salmon fillets, coating them thoroughly inside the Ziploc bag. Make sure to toss the bag around a little bit to make sure that all the sauce is evenly coated each of the fillets. And then you want to refrigerate that for about 20 minutes or up to 4 hours. While the fillets are marinating in the fridge, you want to preheat your oven to medium heat or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. And now you want to line a baking sheet with aluminum foil or parchment paper, or you can use a silicone baking mat, and you want to set that aside. Now for steaming the broccoli. What you want to do is fill a large pot or pan with 1 inch of water, and if you have a steamer, you want to place it inside. And the water should just barely touch the broccoli while it sits in the steamer. Bring the water to a boil, and then you want to add the broccoli. And what I like to do is sprinkle a dash or two of salt all over the broccoli. And now you want to cover the pot and reduce the heat to medium heat, or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. And now you want to steam the broccoli for about 7 minutes, or until the broccoli turns bright green and it's tender. Next step is creating the glaze for your salmon. At this point, your salmon should be ready to be put in the oven. So you want to remove the salmon fillets from the Ziploc bag while keeping that sauce still in the bag. And now you can line the marinated salmon fillets on the prepared baking sheet. And you just want to bake those at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 17 minutes. While the salmon is baking, you want to pour the remaining and used marinade into a small pan or skillet like you see in the video, and you want to bring that to a boil. And then once it's boiling, you want to reduce the heat to medium-low, or about 249 degrees Fahrenheit or 120 degrees Celsius, and allow that to simmer for about 4 minutes. And you want to stir that intermittently throughout this process, and after the 4 minutes are up, you can remove it from the heat and allow it to cool and thicken. The glaze packs a ton of flavor, and for me it's a real key ingredient to this recipe, so make sure you never skip this step. Once the salmon is finished cooking, you want to remove it from the oven and then discard of any of the glaze that may have browned on the salmon after cooking. So for plating, you just want to add a single fillet to the plate and then serve it with the steamed broccoli, and then add some additional glaze. And what I like to do is either garnish it with a sprinkle of chopped parsley or some sesame seeds. And just like that, you've made your very own garlic honey ginger glazed salmon. In my opinion, this is one of my best entree recipes, and the flavor is amazing, so you definitely try this at home. And for a more rounded out meal, you might want to try serving it with brown rice, quinoa, or baked sweet potatoes. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine, Volume 1, Finding Your Inner Chef, and that's available on Amazon, and I'll make sure to leave the link to that in the description box. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned for next week where I show you how to make this Caribbean jerk chicken. You won't want to miss that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine, and until then, peace.